Let it go, let it go. The
Jova.
April Fool joke has gone on.
Yeah,
Let it
fuck
go.
this. Sorry, Jova, but I had to interrupt you there because fuck that. I want to get something that, that actually is bothered by the cold. So you know what? Yes, let's do Frozen, but the 2010 American movie. Not to be confused with 2010 Asian movie, or not to be confused with the 2005 British movie. Basically, audience, there are a lot of movies that have Frozen in the title, so we're doing one of them, but not the one you would expect.
You may
Now,
remember this one being mentioned during our ever-popular Zoom Academy of Superheroes commentary.
this is
briefly.
because one of the main actors that was in there is also here. And also, Dave, get this, one of our main characters is Bobby, aka Iceman, from the X-Men Fox movies.
and one of them was the lead actor from Quantum Break as well.
Yeah,
He's
it's
also
the
here.
same one. It's the same guy.
So it's basically the Squirm Cinematic Universe. Some of our greatest hits are now returning to us here.
I actually remember watching trailers for this movie back when it was about to come out back in the day.
Me too, actually.
I never got around to seeing it because it just looked like a generic horror thriller.
Man,
crap.
this movie must have been under the radar because I did not hear a look about this movie in 2000.
I heard about this film from the Your Movie Sucks review of it.
Yeah, I actually showed it to Dweebs and Shiro.
Basically, Jova, there were a couple.
Oh wait,
trailers.
this is that movie.
Yes,
Yes.
it's that
Oh,
movie,
God.
Shiro.
Even you're familiar with this, Shiroi?
I educated Dweebs and Shiro on that.
That's a bit Jova. Like it came out with trailers, and then it kind of buggered off because it was kind of a box office flop, and it just fell into obscurity. And once Disney's Frozen came in, any mention of the title Frozen will immediately go to that, and this movie basically completely fell into the complete bottomless pit of obscurity.
Okay, I don't know what the budget was, but the grossing was 3.8 million, which is really pocket money when you get down to it.
I guess
But
if
anyway,
the budget was like 1 million, they're good.
I hope. Well, I hope
These
so.
kinds of movies usually have low budgets.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, though, it's not Blumhouse made. This is written and directed, so basically the child prodigy of a certain Adam Green, a guy that, if you watch interviews of it, is very passionate in the things that he does, but he can be a bit stubborn. He's mostly famous for a slasher movie series called Hatchet, and this technically counts as a spin-off to it. I will say what's the connection at the end of the movie.
He also wrote part of the Friday the 13th video game from 2017.
But anyway, let's not beat too much around the bush. All right, audience, since there are apparently different logos depending on the version we're watching, apparently we have found a common, a common way to start before the A Bigger Boat logo, which is the one with the guy salvaging something.
Imagine the idea of trying to tell, hey, what are we going to call our company? A Bigger Boat. Wait, a bigger
or
boat
an even
what?
bigger
Not a
boat.
nice boat.
Because Jaws. But anyway,
Sir, I represent the A Bigger Boat company.
I will mention, however, when officially movie starts, when it gets to it, it's a matter of like a couple of seconds in, so don't worry. Anyway, let's start in 3, 2, 1, click.
So, from what I understand, this movie had a limited distribution in theaters, so apparently
Kinda.
the
I remember, like Pedro mentioned, the same for me. I remember the marketing of this a lot. The premise alone is not too far-fetched either. What happens if you can get stuck on a ski lift, during a period where, the resort gets closed? That is there is potential for, a thriller type of story. The problem is that the execution is very shallow, to say the least.
So apparently, this movie got somewhat mixed reception, has a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I argue it deserves, not necessarily too much of a low, but between 45 and 50, in my opinion. Scary.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, a green wheel! Ah!
Also, don't expect too much of a score. Well, there is some kind of score, but most of it is probably Adam Green's playlist.
Oh my god.
It comes from it. The score is done by a guy named Andy Garfield.
Oh,
Why does that name sound familiar?
because it can be confused with Andrew Garfield, Jova, I guess.
Anyway, oh my god, I just...
Frozen.
Frozen.
Nothing. Okay, I get it. You and you ruin it. You wanted to have a 10 title and immediately you ruin it.
But Tio, don't you see? It's to put people into an unsuspecting bout of peacefulness, thinking that, oh, this is just gonna be a happy-go-lucky venture before
It's a problem.
eventually
It's
the
a big job.
scary
It's a
stuff
common
happens.
It's a common problem with a lot of these
This
semi-horror movie that star teenagers, quote unquote. Our characters are
Hey,
hip
Jack.
and cool,
How you
yo.
doing?
Hey,
Is that Zac Efron?
No,
oh, no. That is the guy who I believe played the villain from Zoom.
Oh,
Yes,
never mind, it is. Yeah,
okay,
you're right.
let me see. Our main
Kevin
characters are
Zegers.
Kevin Zegers, as Jova said, Sean Ashmore, the guy you know, Pedro, and the girl here is Emma Bell, which doesn't have too much of a career. Apparently, get this, Jova, this was kind of a sort of career stopper for Kevin Zegers, because, or at least it stopped the momentum, because after this, he slowly stopped appearing in movies. Most of the stuff that he did was very mediocre at best.
So-
He's still doing some stuff, mind you, but it's very sporadic. Like he was himself in an episode of Hell's Kitchen in 2019, but that's it.
So,
But yeah,
would
that
you say this was a
opening-
worse movie for him than Zoom?
Probably.
Damn.
That opening was definitely no shining theme by Wendy Carlos. I'll tell you that.
Anyway,
No, I get the idea behind it, but they had to keep it at least a bit more with the whole suspense silence being. But
So-
no.
so yeah,
Also, can this guy get a break? Seriously, he's in this movie. He's in the disappointingly shitty Remedy game. He's in the Madden game also, which is also disappointing. Like,
Oh, it
seriously,
is?
this guy
to think, he went from being ice.
compared to what Till Dawn it is too.
Okay.
Apparently.
To think, Sean Ashmore used to be Bobby Drake / Iceman from the X-Men movies. Heck, he was also, I just figured out today, Jake Brenson in the television series Animorphs, based off of the hit book series.
Well, Jover, at least 4 years after this, he was in Days of Future Past.
To reprise the role one last time. Anyway, there's not much plot beginning to go on, Shiri, so don't worry. Again, these three dorks just want to ski lift at all cost, and two of them are in a relationship, of course.
Oh, by the way, he was also... What?
Oops!
Those...
You're catching cold. Put your zip up.
I'm pretty sure that's inappropriate and.
I think those two are in a relationship, boss. But that's the thing. It's still, not the right time to do that.
Okay,
mean-
if they're in a relationship, I guess that's fine then.
I mean, you don't want to catch pneumonia, girl. I mean, it's not like he's Chris Evans and he'll turn on fire and create for you a makeshift jacuzzi out of nowhere.
Also, don't smoke in her face.
Oh, yes, you're right. Eventually, we'll have to show
Can I
you those
promise smoke?
movies.
Basically, Bob, can you give me a free cigarette? It's a very common. A lot of people who also ominous.
It's a fan. This is not. You're not Ridley Scott. Stop.
Look,
It's
as
fans.
someone who's not a smoker but knows a lot of people who smoke, this is asking someone else to give you a free cigarette. It's kind of rude to do.
A lot of
Is-
people do it anyway.
Is it? I don't know.
Well, again,
the people
especially
that I know
'cause-
that are smokers do it all the time, and I've never seen anyone complain about that.
Well, that's the thing. Considering also the rising of price of the packages, you want to keep the stuff that you bought instead of actually, having to give it away like this.
I guess.
This is still going, by the way. This is basically her convince him to let them have another free ride on a ski lift.
Guys, you only have 93 minutes in your runtime. You might
Yeah.
want to get things going.
No, that's the thing. They actually squeeze in They probably did that. They probably squeezed in as much as we could to get that theatrical runtime.
Okay. Now, with Blumhouse these days have generated something of a reputation for being able to make fairly remarkable horror films that, to this day and age actually do feel good. And trust me, given how dime dollar a minute horror movies have been feeling like, What Blumhouse does is nothing short of remarkable, being able to keep the horror film genre fresh in this day
Also,
and age.
half Space Invaders.
Now, how
Yeah.
do they do this? Well, for one thing, they have good pace, good atmosphere, and they know
Low
how to
risk,
work
high
with...
reward, Jova.
Not just that, but I'd also argue that they do have a good idea
Unless
of how
it's
to
Gem and
keep
the
stuff
holograms.
interesting.
Hold on, hold on.
Oh
dude.
god,
Go on,
yeah,
Jova.
Gem and the holograms. Whereas with this movie, okay, one
But
thing that's
also,
different...
Jova, I thought I mentioned it before. Remember, well, Jova, this is still not Blumhouse, though.
Oh, I know. I was about to point out the difference between this and
Sorry.
a Blumhouse
Go
production
on.
film. The difference between this and a Blumhouse production film is like, well, okay, maybe it'll get better later right now, but there is no reason for this whatsoever. Blumhouse, with their horror films, most times, it feels like every scene, for the most part, is integral to the thing. Like, they know exactly how to do it, why they're doing it, and how they've got it pegged, essentially. This one, as far as I know, just feels like a bunch of idiots who, I guess, are want a free ski lift
actually-
because...
Also, Dead
reasons.
Hat.
That's actually one of the main reasons. That's actually one of the main reasons why I'm not really usually into horror movies, especially slasher movies, because most of them just rely on most, if not all, characters just being complete idiots.
Or
Yeah.
unlikable, so you end up rooting for the killer.
Or the killer. Like, Friday the
That's a-
13th literally bases itself upon this.
And hell, even in a movie that doesn't have necessarily a slasher movie, even then there's a shit ton of like, not to mention the cliches that they use over and over, like the old man, you shouldn't go that house down, yeah. But,
Okay, yeah. That is one thing
Also,
I'll-
Dibs.
Oh.
Also, Dibs. Yes, that movie and Glass as well. That's another sad exception, sadly.
Does Glass count as a horror Oh,
Well, Glass
wait.
was produced by Blumhouse, wasn't it, Dibs?
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. I
It
thought
was
I...
a co-production.
Hold on, I thought I heard that M. Night Shyamalan had to finance that movie all by himself.
No, that was. I think that was The Visit.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that
no,
was
no,
a
no.
visit.
I'm pretty sure it's by Glass. Let me check.
Well, even then, Blumhouse is one of the production companies anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Shyamalan used the money he made from After Earth to make The Visit.
Ah, yeah. Here it is. M. Night Shyamalan financed Glass, $20 million budget all by himself. I'll just link that over here.
Because no one would fund that script.
Nobody
Yeah.
would fund that script, most
Can-
likely.
Okay, given that script, can you blame them? Like, okay, look, I'm just gonna say this without any exaggeration whatsoever. Glass may be his most disappointing movie.
Oh,
Of
definitely.
all.
That's not even in question. It was following two great movies.
Like-
so...
Not his worst, but
And keep in mind, folks, this is coming from me. Last Airbender still to this day is my personally most hated film. But damn it, even I'll say that Glass...
Minus. Sorry.
Oh, so it's
Oh,
still,
right,
so it's
yeah.
still, so it still beats out Armas Foul then?
Oh, okay. You know, okay, yeah. I was going to say that as a surprise for when we eventually got to that commentary, but yes, Artemis Fowl has recently started to challenge that notion. That said, though, I'll just simplify. Last Airbender is still my personally most hated M. Night Shyamalan film, but goddamn.
Also, where did their gloves went? I get it that she needs 3 hands to plate the cigarette, but the scene before showcased that she had gloves on.
I'm
You
starting
know-
to see what you mean.
Pocket, maybe? I don't know.
I'm starting to see what you mean, Teo, because I'm guessing this is right now in this lift that they're gonna get stuck because we're just 10 minutes in. So how the heck are they gonna film?
Oh no! We're gonna have to wait a bit before that. Still, the movie is actually about instead to do a fake out.
how big is
Oh,
this?
okay.
How big is this cable?
You'd
Actually,
be
that's a good
surprised
question.
when-
Let me check where we're supposed to be.
Okay, to be fair, you'd be surprised. Some mountains are very tall, although usually what
New
they do...
England, Mount Holliston.
Oh, New England.
Dude. Although keep in mind, a lot of the scene. Oh, apparently the film was filmed at Snow Basin near Ogden, Utah. Although part of most of the scenes were filmed also on a set.
Yes, of course. Classic horror movie cast. Not only are they idiots, they're complete unlikable dickheads. Great job.
Oh,
Oh, what's this? The skinny don't stop
I al-
already.
Means any of you horror movie fans in the audience right now, please pray tell me, because maybe I just don't understand it. How am I supposed to root for characters to get out of their big horror-like predicament if they're such terrible people that they deserve to die.
Sometimes you don't. That's the point.
No, but in slasher movies, I get that, but usually in movies like these, I don't see how it would even work in terms of me just rooting for someone to die, because usually the deaths in these kinds of movies are not all that interesting visually, you know?
Yeah, when a horror film does it good, it does it good. But I do see your point, though. And, okay, to be fair, even Blumhouse kind of have fallen into that trap a bit. They were the ones who made Unfriended yet. However, I would argue that Unfriended is an exception as opposed to the rule when it comes to Blumhouse, because, like I said, they produce a lot of good horror in this day because, well, for one thing, they don't stoop to a lot of the stupid horror movie cliches of modern days, ironically enough. Like, one of their horror films, Ma, is actually a very good one that has something of a sympathetic killer as well.
Were they also... Sorry, go on.
It has a sympathetic killer, yes, but it's not like you're always rooting for, you know, the bad people, because the characters themselves are
They're
not
also
inherently
behind the
addictive.
Paranormal Activity series.
Wait,
Were they also behind Get Out, Jova? Question.
I don't know. Let me check.
I'll check.
Oh, go on, Dwight.
Yes, they were.
Oh, neat. Yeah, Get Out was a phenomenal
That's the kind of thing with Blumhouse. Again, that's the kind of thing with Blumhouse. You will get a lot of good movies, but considering the quantity, it's more of a throw things at the wall and see what sticks.
That's it.
She doesn't know how to do snowboard.
I will give Blumhouse credit, though. It does feel like more a case where they are more so trying cool and unique things. And yeah, occasionally they'll get a dud here and there, but for the most part, I feel like they're definitely giving us pristine quality horror.
And in general, Java, considering they have a low-risk, high-reward situation, they're guaranteed profits, which is why Universal, which is their parent company, allows them to do anything they want.
I mean, plus they were behind...
Look at him helping people. Now that's just, I don't know, Nicole.
Of course.
How dare you help her?
No, don't you mean, Pedro? He was helping her. That means he was trying to giving advances to her.
Let me guess. He's going to die later because he hates that guy. And
Jova, all of these people that are around the set for our main characters are completely pointless. The entire conflict raised just on our three dorks.
So I guess it's just to show that Ashmore's character is a genuinely good guy, then?
Yes, the movie will reinforce this point multiple times.
Oh, well, there you go, Pedro. I guess we do have a character who won't be a dick, then.
Blumhouse was behind the 2018 Halloween film. I enjoyed it.
Okay. I'll just say this, though. I think
they were also behind that apparently really terrible 2019 Black Christmas remake.
Yeah.
I'll just say this, though. I get the feeling Universal should have probably put the Dark Universe in Blumhouse's hands instead of whatever the hell they were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame. The Mummy movie had potential. Okay, I haven't seen Dracula Untold.
I've seen it. I enjoyed it for what it was worth.
Dracula Untold's not part of the Dark Universe.
No, but it was supposed to be, Anyway, again, more of the director's playlist.
Whoop.
So that interaction between these two just now was really condescending on her part. Like, I'm tough. Oh, I know you are, baby. And then she gives like, and that felt like such. Yeah. You keep telling yourself that, hon. Okay.
You know how I said during our Zoom commentary that commentary feels like what people would see as like an early 2000s, an early to mid 2000s movie cliche fest. Well, this feels like the kind of movie that I will point to try and look at a time capsule as the 2010s, because
it was literally done in 2010, so it was pioneering, I guess.
It was interesting. Like I
think that missing poster is a reference to the Hatchet movies, but don't quote me on that.
That's just the thing, Jova. When it comes to live action, because animated films were great in 2010, that was covered. But when it comes to live action films, Jova, 2010 had an incredibly miserable first half.
Oh, it did.
And that's one of the big reasons why Chris Stuckman also brought this up back in that year, like that Inception was such a big fresh at when it came out in the summer, because it was an original movie, unlike these other cliche /remake/reboots shit that we've been getting in the first half.
I think the thing about this movie is like, well, it feels like it has a lot of cliches of movies from the decade of the 2010s. Like, it has the unfitting pop songs, it has the quirky characters here in the modern, rad, but not 90s rad sort of attitude. Like,
Which is funny, Joe, because this song came out in the opening weeks of 2010.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I actually prefer 90s rad over 2010s rad.
yeah, 2010s rad is weird, to say the least. 2010s rad feels like it's trying to be rad, but not too rad.
Wait, they remade the movie Rad?
I'll just put it like
Can
this:
you
if you want to be,
imagine?
you can't just be rad but not that rad. Like if you're gonna go rad, go all out. Don't compromise. Otherwise, it's just come across as you're gonna reach this middle ground that doesn't satisfy anybody. Really.
Yeah. This is why throwbacks to the 90s were arguably more well-liked than the 2010s' take on being rad. So, Tio, what does this have anything to do with... Oh, a threesome!
Character development, Jova. We're actually, interacting and explaining stuff to each other. But here's where our conflict can potentially start. Keep in mind, this particular set of scenes were the last that were actually filmed, believe it or not.
Yeah, I always do find it interesting to try and make an idea of, when each scene was filmed. I mean, obviously they're chronological in the sense of how they're placed, but it is interesting when you sometimes hear, oh, this scene was actually the last one.
I will give credit, unlike in the social network, that cold breath is genuine. It's not CGI'd.
Okay. This relationship, these two new acquaintances have just gotten awkward very, very quickly with all this conversation about the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, as she just said. Like, you guys are talking a bit too much about this to the point where...
Let me guess. She's going to be his inspiration to survive.
Not really.
She even said, "I just wanted to say sorry again." Yeah.
Most of these first 20 minutes, you can potentially throw them in the bin because they're there, yes, to establish our three main characters, but all the people that we interact with are not important at all. We will never see them again after this.
Not just that, Teo. Based on what the movie has told us so far, here's the basic gist of it. This is the nice guy. The other guy is the kind of dick guy, and the girl is just kind of
the girl.
Kind of. So they boil down to just typical horror movie archetypes.
You know what's
pretty
funny?
much.
You know what's funny is how.
All we lose.
You know what's funny is how...
But yeah, these three dorks decide that it's a great idea to have one last ski trip.
At night?
They literally cannot wait the next day or something.
Because that's
oh, boy. Hey, Sir Roy, horror film cliche number 101.
Characters being idiots.
And there's gonna be a storm too incoming.
Yeah, it would be at this point where I say, well, good luck with that, guys. I'm going to my nice warm bed because it's flipping night where it's extra cold.
They're gonna get stuck on the thing too.
This guy's
wait. Hold on, wait. Hold on. You're willing to put everything on the line?
Oh, she's doing the puppy dog eyes.
Really, dude? You're willing to put everything on the line for $100?
You're so fired.
Seriously?
Hey, Debs, you know what that was?
Yeah.
That was perfectly representative of what was most likely the pitching for this movie. The writer was like, here, and then this happens. Yeah, and then the producer was making that face that guy right now was just making. That
well, okay then.
The fuddled face, like, really? And like, please. Okay, then go ahead and.
I'll give you $500.
Wait, hold on. I love what the guy says. Geez, whatever happened to night skiing? Well, gee, maybe it's the fact that night skiing is dangerous without lights out?
Also, what do you mean what happened? But was that ever like a big thing at some point? Like night skiing? Unless, of course, it's a controlled environment where there's a lot of artificial lights for competition purposes or something like that. But something along the lines of what they're doing right now. Like, was that ever a thing?
I don't know. I don't think in my country it's a thing. Sometimes we have like someone with a torch, but it's more of a an organized thing. It's not like a competition or for tourism. It's like an event, but it's organized for that kind of purpose.
But guys, the poor guy is being forced to work next weekend, even though it's his brother's birthday.
And yeah, now we need the rest of the conflicts. Again, these have it. There are three coming down, and after that you can close.
What could possibly go wrong?
A lot.
You're starving. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to-
Oh, yeah. Why didn't you just eat the pizza?
Okay.
Yeah, why
you know-
didn't you just stay home and eat the
Oh,
pizza? Sorry,
oh,
go ahead,
you-
Pedro.
Oh, but don't you see, guys? She didn't like the pizza. She sees it as cardboard. Oh, so you're one of those people.
Remind me, Dwebs, when did 127?
I'm not giving a comment on that.
I think it was 2010. When did the 127 hours come out?
Oh, guys, what a shock. There are free people coming down the hill.
I'm sure that will not change conflicts.
2010.
There you go. I thought so.
Hey, come on!
Look, everybody, and it's even the same year as Dwebs just confirmed. If you want to see a movie about a protagonist who gets into a very horrible predicament and and the rest of the movie is a life desperate struggle, watch 127 Hours with James Franco. A much better movie.
Oh, it's directed by Danny Boyle.
Yep.
Oh, no more cigarettes to boot.
I'm not even kidding this. Most of that movie is just James Franco acting in front of a camera. It's literally him. He literally has to carry the whole movie on his shoulders.
Is that the one where he's stuck in a ravine or something?
And it's based on a real story where
Yeah, I remember that.
to literally cut his arm to be able to leave that cliff and survive.
And there we
Oh.
go. Finally, at the 22.5-minute mark, our movie can actually start.
Conflict.
Okay. You know what's weird, honestly? I know
To the
it's
Seinfeld theme.
I know it's supposed to be a horror theme, but honestly, this feels all like the lead into a comedy when you get down to like.
It's gonna get better on that front later on, Jova. Believe me. The movie again. The real movie has just started.
It feels like something that would happen during an episode, during one of that seasons in Seinfeld, where George is and Susan are spending some time at her parents' cabin or something like that.
So about that threesome you mentioned earlier.
Oh, he was? Okay.
Yeah,
More as a joke or anything.
Oh, so he's one of those quote-unquote nice guys.
Speaking of that, one particular infamous thing about this movie was that the tagline of the poster said something along the line, "This will do to ski lift what Jaws did to beaches or something."
What?
Oh, get it? Cause
That's stupid.
This is very stupid.
is this? I guess the film is trying to imply that it'll be the next Jaws, just winter.
A lot of movies
Oh,
tend to
honey,
do
no.
that.
Okay, to be
Stephen
fair,
King
it was
mentions
a-
about Dreamcatcher to be what.
To be fair, it was a
so-
review quote, not an actual tagline.
You're saying too?
What is it? Stephen King mentioned about the Dreamcatcher movie that he will do to toilets what Psycho did to showers instead. Yes, really.
That's such a generic thing that you could say that for anything.
I know,
say,
right?
Like, why not just advertise Avengers: Infinity War? Like,
Excuse
this
me.
film does. This film does to finger snaps what the last Airbender did to fire, or something like that.
Excuse me. How exactly does 9/11 relate to this situation again? I think I blinked and I
9/11?
missed something.
What?
What the hell happened? How did we get into the topic of 9/11 all of a sudden?
Theo?
Oh,
The Sarlacc pit, guys. Star Wars, that's a thing. Okay. To be fair, I guess to be fair, it's them trying to make small talk to try and distract themselves from
Wait
stuff.
up.
So fine
guess.
enough, but I don't know.
Java, you should-
Nerd.
Joe, if you're trying to do casual talk to, alleviate the mood, wouldn't it be better to not talk about one of the world's greatest, tragedies of all time? I mean,
Not
I
even
don't know.
I can tell you, not even as an edgy joke, it really works for this occasion. Again, Adam Green is not a good writer, I can tell you
Look,
that.
guys, we're trapped here in this ski. So how about the 9/11? Hmm?
Yeah,
How
that's
about that?
a
That was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it'd be like if we were what if we were all stuck in a cave and I'm like, well, guys, here we are, stuck in a cave. So how about the
Uh-oh.
1920s? So how about the 1920s financial crash?
You know what this is actually doing?
Hmm?
You know what that it was doing? It's literally something that Portuguese comedy group that I can show you guys did as a joke, like where there's this woman constantly talking about, I lost my dog, and she keeps describing the dog, and then suddenly we find out that the dog died, and then there's a little bit of awkward silence, and then she goes full social commentary. So what about our prime minister, who turns out he has a fake license? Like she literally brings it up out of nowhere, but it's meant to be a complete joke about it, and it's meant to be something
like
that's commentary at the time. But this just comes across as awkward.
It's like there's a Portuguese gag to reference everything these days.
Okay, I think I've noticed the major problem with this movie.
Yes.
You know how in a lot of horror movies, the protagonists, it's not really the protagonist's fault that they're in the situation that they are.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This time, it is completely their fault. They went on something they weren't supposed to go on, and they did scummy things scummy thing to do it with, and now they're stuck there, and it's their own bloody fault. Why should I care about them?
That's like 80% of every horror movie.
The guy who managed the chairlift, though, should have told them to fuck off. Like,
that's exactly the problem. For every 2 good horror movies, there's like 8 that are like this.
Okay.
everyone is at fault here.
I'm just gonna say this. I feel like this movie would have been so much better if it were a horror comedy. Because seriously, like I said, the lead into their situation feels like a comedy. Like, oh, suddenly this series of unfortunate events somehow comes to...
It should have just been a parody movie.
That's the interesting thing, guys. At least according to Wikipedia, this film isn't advertised as a horror movie. It's advertised as a thriller.
Well, thriller can be considered an offshoot of horror, but fair enough. Okay, so this thriller, though, you know what it should have...
Stop crying. It was your own bloody fault. You should have known this was coming.
This is why I feel like this should have had more comedy in it. Because, yeah, when you get down to it...
No, sadly, this movie takes itself too seriously, Jova.
Seriously, just go full ham with it. Like, it helps...
That's the kind of problem, Jova. You can also hear in the interviews. Adam Green was very passionate about this movie and thought it was the greatest thing ever. This idea that no one has thought about this, and as such, he really doesn't like when people talk about this movie. Even aside from the plot that is not really well written, there are a lot of also technical problems, like has been also pointed out in Adam's review. Remember, we're in the middle of the night, and our characters are not anymore the cold breath that was shown before.
There was a lot about that.
Adam Green went on an entire tirade on saying,
whoa,
it's super cold now.
What just happened to the frame rate there?
I don't know.
It's this thing where, which is weird. Okay, Theo, do we know if this scene was shot? If these scenes were shot on site, like were they on a green screen?
There was a mix of things we said earlier, right?
Sometimes we're on a studio, sometimes actually quote-unquote on live. But mind you, apparently, when they shot on live, apparently it wasn't even cold enough and they had to bring snow from another place.
It's the Social Network all over again.
No, remember, Pedro, they don't actually CGI the cold breath here.
Well, I know, but it's the same thing. It's the same principle. The director wants an intended effect, but he doesn't actually bother to film the movie in a way that achieves that effect in a natural way. That's the problem. I mean, I get that it can be hard for actors to shoot a scene in the cold and stuff like that, but hey, DiCaprio went out of it. DiCaprio had no problem in shooting The Revenant. So
what now?
Well, that's the thing, though. Not everyone is DiCaprio.
No, like you're all going to be dead by the end of the night. I mean,
I'm just saying that you need to commit to your craft.
Also, maybe put that thing back down.
No. I think that they lifted it up so that she could take a piss, they say, apparently.
Pretty much. Yeah, well, we don't see any of it.
Come see Frozen 2010, where you can watch one of our protagonists piss in the snow.
And now it starts storming, of course.
Again, this feels like a comedy. Also, those snow effects seem a little 80s-ish.
Artificial, yeah.
Well, this movie didn't exactly have that big a budget, so
Fair
We don't
enough,
even know
fair
what. Again, we don't even know what the budget was for this thing.
Probably spend most of that budget on
fair-
Sean Ashmore's hat.
well, I'll still rather have a snow machine than have CGI snow. At least.
And here's one of
Yeah.
our main one of our first major stupidity problem. The nice guy doesn't even put his hoodie on. Ever.
Which is baffling to say the least.
And even the girl actually puts it on.
So, wait, hold on. It's Sean Ashmore here. Dude, why don't you use a combination of your freezing powers with your time powers? I can get us out of this.
Sorry, Joe, we're not in that kind of product.
Was there a game where you had
Pride
freezing
isn't even
powers?
here.
Okay.
Pedro is Bobby from Iceman from the X-Men Fox movies.
You're right. I keep forgetting that he's in those.
It's kind of a missed opportunity that we never pointed out that he was Iceman during our Quantum Break commentary, but yeah.
Oh, and now, guys, we're about to get a cameo kind of out of nowhere. Oh, wait, to be fair, he was also present in the first Hatchet, at least. So he probably was in a good relationship with Adam Green. But get this, at the wheel we have Kane Hodder.
What?
Yes, famous for basically have become the new actor who plays Jason Voorhees, for example. But he's been an icon in a lot of horror movie and B movies in general.
Wasn't he, Oh, yeah.
He was in Freddy vs. Jason, Jova.
He also played Leatherface during the stunts of Leatherface the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Oh, what a shock. He missed
Yep,
them.
and he doesn't even notice them.
What?
Oh, well.
What? You mean that the plot
Bye.
wasn't going to be solved only 33 minutes into the plot? I am so shocked.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, I'll still have to stick with my question. Okay, we started this predicament at the 20-minute mark. How exactly are they going to fill the rest of this movie?
You'll see. Yeah, whatever. It was probably the squirrels.
Unless of course, Alan Green is going to try to do a real time narrative in the sense that like you're literally watching 70 minutes of them stuck here or something like that.
Yes, kinda. We're kind of gonna do that, Pedro.
Okay.
Well, that's not necessarily a bad approach. However, it would be challenging to keep that interesting for about 70 minutes.
Well,
It's
I can
like-
tell you more interesting things are about to happen, so you can look forward to that, I guess.
Okay. Does it do it?
Maybe.
Yes, there's a hidden. It's going to be like in Shyamalan's Devil. There's going to be a hidden supernatural twist for no reason.
Oh.
I wish.
So, I wonder. So, will this movie do as good a job keeping our interest in this one location as, say, the likes of Castaway did?
Again,
Not Jovan, you're comparing two different products on that front.
Look,
Well,
here's a better comparison. Watch 127 Hours. Would you say to? I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
No, I haven't, but I know the premise and I saw the marketing of that too.
It's a great movie. You should watch it.
I mean, to be fair, Castaway has something of a similar thing. I mean, granted, the guy's not stuck in one
You
area, but
see,
he's
the
more-
island is the island is a bit bigger. You see different combinations of it anyway, but here the space is literally limited.
Also, dude, you mock the question that was just asked, but you're the idiot for not bringing a phone, you know?
Yeah, this as at least as a
Would a phone work at this point? though?
yeah, that's the
Potentially,
thing.
yeah.
Of all the movies to have the cell phone is not working for at least at this moment, to save our characters. These are probably everything served on a silver platter, but at the end we went the extra mile and say, oh, we just forgot them.
Like, we don't quite know how far they are away from
would-
the building, so the reception, like, we don't know.
Okay, now it's time for our next major stupidity jump point. Aptly, the guy in the jock, the guy in the middle, is gonna try to jump.
Again, 35 minutes in. I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Peachy keen.
Oh, and look at that. He's also her boyfriend. So let me guess. He dies, and then the girl ends up hooking up with Ashmore's character.
You'll see, Jova, not saying anything.
Okay.
You know, it's a good a film set in the cold weather with snow. It's a good job I got ice cream.
I thought instead you were going to make a reference to the snowman.
Wow, that was a movie, wasn't it?
Oh, you've
Which
seen that
one?
movie, Shiroy?
The one you keep mentioning, Dave, that it was incomplete.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh, I was
for some
thinking of a
reason I
different movie. Never mind.
Oh, which movie were
No,
you
You're on
not the
about the
Magic
Channel
Gift of the
4 one,
Snowman, Shiri. The live-action The Snowman with Michael Fassbender.
Oh, that
we-
movie.
yeah. Were you on about the one on Channel 4?
I love how Sean Ashmore was all like, "Oh, top 3 celebrities."
And
you-
she lost her glove. What an idiot.
Why did you take the glove
How
off
did you
your
lose
hand?
your-
Because she
So-
wanted to smoke.
Yeah. Ugh, these
That
guys.
isn't gonna keep you warm, you know?
Oh, and also she's starting to get frostbite.
Yep. Suddenly, suddenly I'm reminded of why exactly I don't typically watch horror movies.
I'm so frustrated by this movie.
Wait. You say you can't get it that fast, but like Ashmore points out, you
There
don't
we
even
go.
know how long you've been up there.
Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a high jump, so he's bound to break at least some bones. But there are ways that he can use to mitigate this jump. As pointed out, one, he can keep the snowboard on to cushion a bit. It's all a matter about how distribution on the surface is. So a snowboard actually can help on that. Or in,
I mean, the athletes do
Can
pretty
he land on
large
his
jumps,
arse?
unlike this.
Yeah, that's
so.
another thing. Another way would be to, do the Assassin's Creed type of jumping instead to land, with his entire body, meaning that the entire surface would be distributed. True, there is a risk of the shattering of your spine in that kind of case,
Or
but
the
it's a
ribs.
better chance to take. Instead, let's see what this guy is gonna do. First, remove the
Oh,
snowboard.
Why?
Fuck that. That's for pussies.
And maybe
fucking
you could
idiots.
try dangling down lower so as to mitigate the force of the jump, or is he going to literally just
Someone
jump from
on
the
TV
seat?
someone on TV tropes mentioned that he could have tried to jump towards one of the trees, which are actually pretty close, actually, to try to cushion instead the fall. Oh, here we go.
Yeet.
Okay.
Down he goes.
And he lands legs first like a
Oh!
fucking idiot.
Oh!
Oh,
You
Jesus.
moron!
It's literally the worst position that you can take for a jump.
crack. Ah, Jesus, felt that. Felt that. Dude.
Dude,
Dude,
you should
man.
be in pain now. Don't act like you're surprised. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Mind you, guys, the stupidity is about to get ramped up.
Stupid bitch.
No. Here's the thing. Yes, he broke his leg, but as also pointed out, he can still actually get the snowboard and try to use it to reach on the rest of the ski loft to see if there is still someone there that can also reach them and actually help them on that front. At least he's on a bit of an advantage, but no, instead he's not gonna move at all from there.
So it was all for nothing, and we're now even worse off.
Yeah, throw your scarf away, why not? Whoop. Wah, wah.
Man,
hey, that's where you should have landed.
Again,
You-
Again, this is the point where the movie starts to get more unintentionally comedic.
Like, this isn't supposed to be funny.
No.
again, this should have been a comedy. I'm sorry. Ugh, okay.
Can't you rotate on your place instead of doing that kind of shit? You're an idiot.
Okay, the grossness of the bone thing aside, and honestly, even with the bone thing, that's something Family Guy does normally. So, if anything, yeah, comedy.
Actually, Dave, since you probably have seen it, since you actually rented this movie, is this R-rated?
Let
I
me
don't
see.
know.
I'll check our BBFC. rating.
Probably PG-13. I don't know if this would. I mean, although they do swear quite a bit. So,
But really, bone
Well,
sticking
wait,
out
wait,
though?
wait. Hold on. In regards to swearing, have they said the F word more than once?
It looks
It's
like a
rated-
fucking sausage.
oh,
It's
actually,
rated. It's rated 15 around here.
Okay.
no, that's
Your
it's
coat?
probably-
No, you idiot! Don't take off your coat. You'll freeze to death.
In that case, it's
Oh.
probably PG-13. in
Oh
America.
my god.
Yeah, that guy feels exactly how we do.
That's like an R rating, Joe. To Pedro, sorry.
Oh, it's an R rating. Huh.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. He said the F word more than once, so yeah, it's an R rating.
A very light R rating, in my opinion.
I mean, at least you can pee now, dude.
Again, though.
Why? What with that leg?
Oh, this bit. Okay, this makes no sense at all. Because I've seen and actually touched those type of cables. They are not razor sharp at all. The movie just makes up this kind of thing out of fucking nowhere, and I don't know why.
That
You see,
wouldn't.
Alan, maybe if you actually did your research, people wouldn't accuse your movie of being dumb. Just saying.
Not to mention, as also demonstrated by the review, Adam's review, Mythbusters tried to do experiment on these kind of cables, and again, they proved the fact that they're not razor sharp. The only way we can rip someone's clothes is because of the friction if you actually slide down there, but it takes still a lot. Yeah, he has a point.
Again, 43.
That's dumb. Oh, no, here we go. Here's the next conflict.
All right, so
Was that him? Yes, I'm sure he growled like that.
I like how the subtitles gave it away.
We're about to get wolves, and sadly,
A
unlike
coyote?
Beauty and-
No, you idiot! That's a wolf. Coyotes
And
don't.
sadly, unlike in Beauty and the Beast, these wolves will be not intimidating at all.
Really?
No, at all.
the CGI wolves.
No, I'm talking about the original movie.
No.
I get that, but-
I get that, but I mean, how are they not intimidating? Because, like, well, even the wolves in the live-action one were still intimidating. So.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the wolves in this movie. Unlike in that one, the wolves in this movie will not be intimidating.
I know. I'm just waiting to see how.
I'm actually wondering how they even pulled that off, considering they don't have the money to CGI wolves.
They probably I have seen what they look like. I think they're probably more like
Oh,
huskies
and
that
look
they
at
hire or
that!
something.
He kicks
used
down.
them.
He kicks down his skis too. Well, okay. To be fair, I guess that's because he's climbing, but
You know
still.
what? There you go. I'm officially declaring natural selection. These three are to die. It's too stupid to live. Sorry.
Oh
These
no,
two are-
Sherry, Pedro is a pointer. Darwin
No,
needs to
I
take full
agree.
course here.
It's like-
So-
it's just we're
so
not
what-
even that far into the movie. We've gotten to that point.
Again, like I
Sure.
said, this would have just been better as a comedy because I'm laughing more than fearing for these morons.
Sure. By all means, throw at me your best counter argument.
I don't have one. I agree with you.
There you go then.
Although it's like you were all talking about doing these quote-unquote awesome jumps earlier. It's like, why did you take your snowboards off? You could land with them.
Natural,
Oh,
again, natural selection.
Oh no, it's all ice. Well, so much for that.
That's what slasher villains
Also,
are.
gone.
That's what slasher villains are. in the movie, Shiro. They're the human personification of natural selection.
You know, I gotta feel sorry for Kevin Zeekers. Like, from what I've seen of this guy,
Don't go, no!
Hi.
I don't know why that
okay,
that nose
here's the
movement
thing,
was so
here's the
funny
thing,
to me.
Pedro. The bulls in this movie look just like they they are bored or very confused. They are not intimidating at all, and they added a lot of post-production sound effects and growling to make them scarier.
They don't even look like they're in the
Look
same
at that, who wants to be
area.
Aw.
pet? It's like,
L? No, that's not. Okay.
yay!
Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Get the board.
Okay, obviously you need to use a husker or something. You can't use an actual real wolf. I get that. But at the same time, couldn't you train the dog to behave different instead of just hopping around? That's just so... Ugh.
Oh, well, Pedro, if you're wondering what would happen if they used a real-life version of a deadly animal...
No, I get that, Joe.
Oh,
But
no,
that's
no,
why I
no,
said
no, no, no.
use it.
No, Pedro, I was just gonna say, imagine using a dangerous, untrained animal for your movie. I mean, no studio would be so stupid as to do that now, totally.
Okay, who did it? Who did it?
Yeah, I'm curious on that too.
It is
Okay,
technically-
guys, let me tell you.
Don't get me wrong, it is technically possible. In Africa, there's actually domesticated tigers and lions, believe it or not. So it's not like it's impossible to tame an animal like this. It is possible. It's hard, but it can be done.
What if I...
Also, stop touching your frostbite.
Well, what if
Go
I...
on, Drova.
What if I told you that a movie used several lions, tigers, and other big cats that were not trained in it?
Oh, let me guess.
Which
The original
movie?
Doctor Dolittle.
No. A movie called Roar, made in 1981.
Oh, I think I heard at least. I at least heard the name.
I
Based...
don't know that movie.
Were there any
Oh,
accidents on set or something? Like,
there were loads, Shiroy, loads.
Oh.
People constantly got attacked. One of the main actors got the back lobe of his head bitten off and had to be given stitches. One woman had to go through reconstructive facial surgery after getting attacked by a lion. One got trampled by an elephant in the film. Yeah, there were a lot of problems with that movie.
He was expecting to slide down, but no, he's gonna have to go manual.
No. That's the thing. It's actually fine to actually go manual like that. But again, the movie will try to pretend that these cables are razor sharp for some reason. Not to mention, in order to actually work like that, they have to be greased regularly, meaning that actually sliding on them should actually be easier to do.
Wait. Let me guess. It's apparently so sharp that it's gonna cut through the gloves and cut his fingers, and
No, he
then
just
he's
said
gonna
it.
fall too, isn't he?
He just said it. It's cutting through the gloves. Okay. I never touched these cables, but at the same time, I find that a bit hard to believe. The rope literally cuts through the gloves? Come on.
So again, am I right?
And now he's getting back.
Why?
Wait, what happened? Why is he coming back?
I forget, but I think this bit was in the review, right?
Yes.
I don't get it. Whoa.
Hold on. I think he's gonna say it now. Oh yeah, they're back.
And he brought friends.
Okay, Pedro,
Oh.
listen closely because the special effect added here make no fucking sense.
So, okay. Does Alan Tavelis have the balls to show what happens on camera?
Look at that.
Let's see.
Hello?
Oh, that's
Not just
cute.
that. Look at that. They're just sniffing him. Look, they're
Yeah,
playing
no,
with him.
Oh God, guys, they're licking him. Oh, they're sniffing him. Oh my God, they're treating him with affection and love. Oh, the humanity.
Good doggos, good doggos.
No, I can see. No, all right, never mind. I can see why he didn't show it on camera because he had no way of showing it.
No, these things just want to be pet. Like,
Again, they have to add sound effects and whatnot.
Here's what
Can
you,
I? Oh,
here's
okay.
what you do. Here's what you do. If you can't make this believable, just have it happen off screen and have these two reactions just serve. It's still better than what you did here.
but that okay.
We have
Pedro,
a game
Pedro,
show
okay,
around here
you
that
also,
does a better job of showcasing
Let me give a
this.
better argument, but you also know. Monty Python managed to make a rabbit a fucking killer and arm tearing with the budget of a ham sandwich. Can you not? Can you actually try to do that with fucking wolves here? Is that too much asking?
I mean,
I
okay, ignoring the fact that you can get a wolf fetish trained for your movie, okay, fine. They used huskies, but god
Quick
damn.
cuts are there for a reason. The one time you will need them.
It's like when did the first Piranha movie come out?
Oh man, I think 2003.
2003, I guess.
Let me check.
Wow, because like this is on the level of one of the later scenes of the movie where there's like a mass attack and you can clearly see people off screen hitting people with models in the face. It's like
Anyway, Shiori,
yeah.
the first Piranha film came out in 1978.
It's like they were zooming in on them, like
Okay.
biting people's faces by a pond, and it's like you could clearly tell that people were off camera just hitting
Okay,
people in the
case,
face.
So, are we
In that
even going to
case-
see the
that
body or
case-
something?
Probably not. In that case, too, the one we're thinking about is probably the Piranha 3D one.
Oh,
Probably.
God, guys, the cable.
But yeah, there's also a good point. This probably should have been better handled by something like the Asylum.
Wait, what?
Why'd you let him jump? What do you mean? Why'd you?
Yeah, seriously, what
I
Asper
agree.
said. You can't. Oh, God, she's going to go crazy and try to kill him now, isn't she?
I wish. No,
it's
sorry,
so-
Joe. We actually don't get to the type of cabin fever
He's a
craziness.
grown and he's responsible for his own decisions.
Yeah,
So
and
what,
so are
is
the
it
rest
gonna-
of you.
Is it gonna end up being that the two end up trying to eat each other or something?
Yeah.
So,
why not
again,
force-
please, you have to wait and see.
You okay?
Again, are we going to see the body, or did the wolves just drag him off or something?
No, we're gonna see later, but we're gonna see later bad enough snow is.
Hold on, Dwebs.
We're
let
gonna
me
see later
finish.
bad enough. We're not gonna see later bad enough snow is falling to cover conveniently the rest of the body.
The man was so terrified by the wolf sniffing and licking him that he died.
Oh, so you're playing the blame game now.
Okay. You know, for reference sake, the dog who played Cujo was one of the nicest dogs, like, ever used in filming. But they managed to film that movie to make him look like a rabid killer dog. So, why is it that with wolves, they could not somehow do that proper? Again, there are so many examples of animals that are actually very nice being able to be filmed to be, well, psychotic, but this movie can't. Again.
Also,
Oh, God.
sorry, go on.
Again, like I said,
well,
this movie should have been a comedy more than anything.
Yeah, in Ang Lee's Life of Pi, which came out 2 years after this, they actually did use an actual live-action domesticated tiger in every scene that they could. Like the only scenes where they didn't use, the only scenes where they used the CGI tiger was whenever there was any possible risk to the animal, basically.
Also, dude, pull up your fucking hoodie.
Bros before hoes?
And then the next day, they both died of fright, and no one cared.
You're all stupid!
Yes.
Well, hey.
Bobby,
you
remember
all.
this whole situation started because they were.
I mean, hey.
None of
pretty
you tried
much.
to stop it in the first place. You're all here because you're all stupid. You're
It's-
equally stupid. Shut up.
Yeah, this film shouldn't have been called Frozen. Should have just been called Stupidity.
This is exactly
Frozen
why
stupidity.
this is exactly why I appreciate movies like The Shining and Doctor Sleep, movies that completely abandon all of these trappings, completely.
So this is why I just play
It's
horror
not
video
okay.
games.
That's the thing. As much as I'm having fun, it's not even too entertaining. Like say a slasher movie like Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare, for example.
I'm so sorry I blamed you for my boyfriend dying.
That's the thing, Shiroi. Even horror games also have their own cliche trappings and shit like that. Like me and Vanessa tried to play the latest Amnesia game, and it was so boring.
Okay,
God,
okay.
it's so boring.
The latest Anisha game is barely scary at all, to be honest.
Well, keep in mind too, we're not
Wait.
No, to be fair, I didn't knew that until
Hold
lunch.
on.
There we go, Jova. The snow has conveniently covered most of his body.
And let me guess, that's the last we see of him.
Pretty much.
Anyway, is it just me or did the snow in that last scene look a bit fake? Like,
Yeah,
even
so-
faker than
So
before?
did the hand sticking out of the ground.
Like, so what happened? Did they run out of money and, okay, now we actually have to make cartoon snow? Oh, yep, I called it. That girl, he's gonna call her back.
No, sorry, Jova, we're not gonna see her. Again, all these side characters we've seen at the beginning of the movie, they're not gonna show up at the end at all.
Yeah,
A pet named Steve.
Yeah.
That's a Markiplier joke.
I'm sure Shannon is going to
Actually-
really appreciate that.
Okay,
that
okay.
request.
If Markiplier ever gets into the deal of, making fun of terrible horror movies, I could totally see him riffing on this one. Seems up his alley.
What are they doing now? What are they playing? Some sort of game?
No, he's remembering the number that the other girl gave him in
Also-
order to stay awake.
Yeah. Normally, whenever you're out in the cold like this, the best thing to do is to try and keep talking as much so that you're still awake. Because apparently, if you fall asleep while you're out in the cold, well, yeah, game over.
Game over, man. Game over. Sorry, Shiro. This guy is kind of on your blacklist because he doesn't want cats.
So,
No.
Also, Steve is a people's name. Interesting. I prefer like when it comes to the whole, cliche normal and names. I prefer Harold Smith. That's like the most average generic American
But
name. I can think of.
guys, our girl had a dog waiting her at home, and now she thinks it's gonna starve to
I
death.
don't give a shit. You're idiots. You got into this situation of your own self.
Wait, to be fair, Dweebs, I care more about this non-existent dog because I
Yeah.
kind of feel sorry for that animal.
also,
exactly.
I can't. I haven't seen it. This film's
Okay, Dweebs. So you're one of those people that since you have never been in Australia, you think it doesn't exist.
Tio, I've seen Neighbours, I've seen Home and Away. They're both the two of the
No,
most
so-
famous
so-
Australian
so-
soaps ever. I know
So,
it
so,
is.
so, no, you see, the reason Theo asks that is because I'm not kidding. There's a woman on YouTube who literally said when it comes to she doesn't believe in the moon, and one of her
Wait.
arguments was,
oh
I
my
can't
god,
get
guys, she admits that it's all her fault. Also,
You
the
got
score.
what? I'm sorry, what was that, Pedro?
Hold on, go ahead, Jova.
Though she actually. Wait, what? Oh my god, she's actually admitting that it's her fault. Oh, by the way, also, why did the score suddenly decide that it wants to care, apparently?
Because this is the dramatic moment where we think these characters are supposed to be humans and they cannot go back to their normal lives and blah 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 and pull your fucking hoodie on your head.
You are literally allowing the cold to seep down your neck, you moron.
Anyway, what were we saying, Pedro?
It's like I said, Shiro. This movie would be genius if it was a documentary on Darwinism.
Yes.
Basically.
You were saying about the Australia thing.
Yeah, basically, there's a woman on YouTube called Shannon who doesn't believe in the moon, and one of her arguments that she threw out during the discussion was because I can get into that place. So wait. You're basically saying that you don't believe any place you can get into. So does this woman believe that? I don't believe in Europe.
Sadly, Pedro, there's a current way of thinking that a lot of people have that just because they haven't been in an actual place, they can't believe in their existence.
Because it's not like photographs exist or something.
Oh, don't you see, Pedro? They're all fakes.
But photographs can be forged.
But that's not the topic for
Okay.
this one.
Okay.
Because now it's time to see what happens the day after.
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
if they
yeah.
survive the night.
Oh, gee, I'm sure they're totally gonna be
Oh,
dead,
Mills.
and the rest of the film is gonna be staring at their
Also,
lifeless
stop.
corpses.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Is this a bit where that woman stupidly puts her hand on the bar?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you will see that she has left it there for the entire night.
We have 90 minutes. Sorry, we have a half-hour movie left. What exactly? I mean, how long until they get rescued, or they all die?
Half an hour.
Hello?
You'll see.
Oh, let me guess. Her
Rise and shine, sweetie.
her hand's stuck on the bar, isn't it?
Yep. You're a fucking idiot.
Why didn't you put them in your pockets or something?
Her ungloved hand, mind you. Her ungloved hand.
Yeah, I had a headache
And she
earlier
notices
today.
that
It's probably
only
coming
now.
back.
Not just that. Here's also the weird thing. If I recall correctly, now she will be able to move. She's still stuck on the bar, but she's able to move it normally. The hand. I can tell you for a fact, if your uncovered part of your body stays in the cold too long, it will actually get paralyzed. The only reason why she's doing that is because it actually is glued, quote unquote, on the metal bar. You know.
Let me guess. Now we're gonna have another grotesque scene where she has to break her fingers just to break free of it.
No, it's actually more easy. She's just gonna basically, there you go, unwrap like that. The skin will get off.
Oh no!
It's actually surprisingly tame for something that should happen in that situation.
And here I thought they were gonna have a whole grotesque scene after the whole broken bone sticking out of the leg deal. So essentially what this movie is telling me is that Lynch is the smartest of these guys. Like, he's the only one who tried
Yeah,
to...
look at that. It's just a terrible effect for the blood. Jesus Christ.
And he keeps putting his hand on his face like, for fuck's sakes, and I agree.
Also, she has like I mentioned, she has a frostbite on her left cheek, and she's gonna try to constantly touch it too.
Like I said, this is just what needs to happen. They're just not cut out for this whole living thing.
That's because you
Yeah,
can't...
it's not really their deal.
Honey, if it doesn't itch as much, that usually means that's because there's something wrong with your nerves. Maybe best not to mess with that.
Yeah, don't.
Honestly, if I had to root for anyone, it would just be Lynch. Like, okay, unless they do something stupid and at the last minute have him do a stupid decision, or it turns out, oh, I don't know, he was terrible or something to make us hate him.
I mean, the background is nice to look at. I will say that.
So we got quite the fresh climate nowadays, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also the fact with these mountain places like these usually have a good acoustic when it comes to echo. And as we will see later, we're not too far off from a road. You're telling me that with this, no one hears them.
Or sees them.
No, okay.
So
Seeing them, not much, because there's literally no one operating the ski lift, so I can believe that.
But wouldn't there be somebody doing maintenance, like, if it's only open on weekends, wouldn't maintenance be done in between?
Apparently not in this universe here, I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
They're all terrible.
Everyone in this universe are terrible.
Yeah, that's a really good point as well. If this was anything like real life, they would have already been noticed by now.
Yeah, there would have been some kind of caretaker on site.
Especially considering, it was a period in between, seasonal skiing.
I find it interesting how the incredibly violent reaction the director had to the criticism implies that implies that he put a lot of love and care. No, not really, dude. You were, from what I'm seeing here, you were very lazy about this because you didn't give an ounce of thought into your script.
Okay, I think right now it's another type of a stupid scene. Remember, the girl still has to pee.
So just go.
Just
go ahead, Jova. Sing it, please.
Let it flow, let it go. Blow your pants off, just do it, go. Let it go, let it go.
Just go.
Just let it out and swirl.
What he said.
You
really need to show that.
I love it. They played it so dramatically.
Okay.
Yes! Genius! Brilliant! I see it! The urination!
Hey,
it
stop touching your floor!
Oh, could you stop moving?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just found Alan Green's fetish.
Ew.
Okay.
Hey, some people are into that. I don't understand it, but some people are into that.
That's fine. If that's what makes you happy, all the power to you. That's not what I'm trying to say. If you're into peeing, Alan, that's fine for you.
Oh.
Don't.
Okay. I do get it, it is a thing that people have to do, and I guess this is touching base on how she said, oh, I'll be able to hold it for a week, but it turns out she is not able to hold it.
Also, another thing from the interview that I remember, the actress who plays our main female lead, let me check again,
Yeah, she's
Emma
the-
Bell. Apparently, she was hired on. It was one of the first movies of her career, not the first immediately, but one of the first. And apparently, she was kind of hired on the spot. Apparently, Adam Green thought she was perfect the moment she entered the booth.
Oh, I guess that explains why she apparently has top billing in this film above Sean freaking Ashmore. But, okay, seriously, though, I think I get it, urination and whatnot. It shows that, yes, they've been here for that long a time, and it has really taken a toll on her. I get what that's...
Okay, now we're about to get another type of characterization to showcase that Lynch is such a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he is really just that guy. Like, what's next? He's gonna heroically sacrifice himself, donate blood to her?
Again, I get what Adam is going for. Sorry, the writer is going for with this. The problem is that it's a very simple way to write these kind of characters. It feels very rough. And keep in mind, this is not this guy's first work. He has written and directed already like 2 or 3 times beforehand, at least 10 years before that. So I wonder what happened with that.
Okay, so it seems Adam Green is a Spielberg fan with all the Spielberg movies they've mentioned.
Considering how many Spielberg movies you've watched, you'd think you'd be able to come up with something better than this.
Yeah. Okay. So, Pedro, you mentioned a violent reaction. So what did that? So Tia, what exactly was Adam Green's reaction to?
Okay,
the
not
mixed
necessarily
reception?
direct reaction to critics, but he keeps mentioning in both in commentaries about the movie and on his Twitter account about how he thinks criticism of the movie is unfounded, and he tried to mention about stuff that he did during production and say, oh, the reason why the characters do not have a cold breath is because the temperature is actually lower than that, which, mind you, makes no fucking sense whatsoever. And sometimes similar, and then dismisses people who criticizes, his movies, as someone who wants to do that just for the sake of it. Again, but regardless, the thing, aside from this superficial behavior, the thing that needs to be taken from that is the fact that he genuinely believes the things that he has done with this movie are just fine as we are, and they don't need to be improved on that kind of front. And mind you, like I said, I do believe that this guy put passion in his work. The problem is that it's still not enough.
I
Not
do
even
get.
just that.
Oh.
I also love how, again, like I was saying, so you don't show any crap on camera, but the peeing, now that we have to show on its full HD display.
Okay.
And the music in the background.
Yeah, I get it. The entire scene was supposed to be this dramatic moment, that showcased the weakness of a human being. I get that, but it's conveyed in such a way where it's more comical than anything.
It's not even weakness of a human being. It's just how the body functions. Just pee.
Hey, Alan, you know what should have been a dramatic moment? The eating of the first douchebag. That could have been that probably should have been shot as a dramatic moment.
What are you saying, Pedro? The wolves, Pedro, the huskies, the wolves were licking and comforting that guy.
The wolves needed to be pet.
It was terrible. It was so terrible. Oh, what bad luck.
I'm honestly wondering, too, does he have a comeback for when people accuse the characters of being the stupidest people that were ever born?
Okay, I think there was including that, but it's been a long time since I watched Adam's review of this, so there might be that. I'll just leave a link in the description to good, why not? It's a good time.
Girl, for as much as stuff is your fault, don't try and act like you could have done anything against those huskies, wolves.
I can tell you this, though, Pedro. This did not stop Adam Green's career at all. In fact, it only propelled it further because after this, he did 2 sequels to the movie that he started with, Hatchet, and then another couple of ones like Killerama, Digging Up the Marrow, Tales of Halloween. It was an actor in that. Sorry, Victor Frawley, and For the Love of Halloween. Again, he's still getting it. It does work still to this day. These days, this guy actually has a legitimate career. Maybe not, a super stellar one, but on the C tier, movies, particularly slashers and horror, he seemed to be very prolific.
So in terms of his movies, would you say that this one was more of a fluke in the sense where he normally does better?
Okay, to be fair, I've seen only the first Hatchet a very long time ago. I can tell you that it's better than this, so there is that. But I have to see the sequels. Also, I saw a movie where he was only an actor in it, Ginger Dead Man 2 Passion of the Crust.
Oh my, of course. You were the one guy there to comfort the fat kid, weren't you?
He's just
Again, this is such a nice guy.
Ass, doesn't it?
he's just so wholesome, Jova.
So when's the
He's
part
gonna
where
die, isn't he? Horribly.
he'll die for
That smile.
he'll die for their sins?
Also, a bunch of chihuahuas would have been more convincing.
And they're demons.
Oh, true.
They're actually vicious.
Oh, true. I used to get chased by one every time I went to the school bus.
So, but the worst they can do is to mildly inconvenience your ankle. Like,
I remember walking Mena once, and one walked up to us, and I was just like, "Hi," and then the thing went nuts.
of course.
Did Mena tell him to scoot?
Mena didn't want to touch that.
Oh, what? So did she cower behind you?
Well, no,
She
actually,
kind of
no,
just
Sean.
walked away.
There's a thing, Sean. Dan didn't die for nothing. He just died because he's a moron.
Stupidity. Sean!
He's not Sean, he's Sean. So,
True, my bad.
doesn't work. Sorry.
Alright, round 2 with the fucking cable. Apparently this convinced him to do that.
There's no Sean's and there's no Jason's.
So let me get this straight. Essentially, what he's ultimately going to do is what he was trying to do before. Just
Exactly.
now he'll persevere. Oh,
Brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Wow, this thing is
seriously?
handled terribly.
Good job you shut it down. Could you imagine if this was open?
So let me get this straight. What makes you think what happened yesterday is not going to happen again?
Well, okay.
No, this time we will go through the pain, essentially.
Okay. And also, apparently, the reason he stopped was because he heard
Because the wolves are on the
coming.
ground, yeah.
Never mind the fact. You know what? Yeah, Theo said that some of these scenes were shot on a location. Well, hey, Alan, couldn't you actually touch one of these cables to make sure they do indeed cut gloves?
Oh no, the doggos are back.
Oh, wait. So do the wolves just have a sixth sense for when fresh meat might potentially be falling down for them?
That's true. They're operating on
Look at that! He was wagging his tail. That thing is not ferocious in any capacity.
I want to pet it.
This isn't scary. This is adorable. And you're not even cutting yourself. I know the story is saying you're cutting yourself,
Okay.
but you're not.
I will say this: at least now the composer remembered to score something.
So
it's no ordinary wolf, mate. Look at the bones.
okay.
Limbs are still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ice cream.
What about Jenny Blue?
Wait, Jenny Bloof? What? Who the hell is Jenny Bloof?
Oh,
Oh, his hands! They.
Yes, fuck you, Jenny Bloof, whoever you are.
That shouldn't have happened to your hands, my dude.
Okay.
okay. Now
Your hands made out of sandpaper.
yeah. Now he actually has a more common sense. Yeah, he needs actually a weapon to actually fight the wolves when he gets down.
Better make this shot count.
That's a very bad idea, though, but sure.
Oh.
This key lift is in worse condition than the Ferris wheel in the Catwoman movie.
So here's the thing, though. This ski lift has been holding just fine, yet the minute he tries to get out, suddenly then it starts to get...
Maybe the reason why... This is the reason why no one is doing maintenance.
Maintenance.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, Jova, by all means, explain to me, who the hell is Jenny Bloof?
I think it was some girl he mentioned earlier in his story.
Yeah, I think so. It was tied to the backstory.
Okay, then.
Wah, wah.
God damn it. You are shit at throwing things, you know that?
I'm
You're not
sorry!
Hobbit, so...
It's okay.
Seriously, it's not hard. You
Yay!
You move your arm back, and then
Okay.
you put all your strength on the freaking arm. It's not
Okay.
rocket science.
Guys, I think it, guys.
Also, is Adam Green's way of showing wolves are in only 2 occasions, only standing still and moving from one place to another?
Guys, I think I figured out my favorite part about this movie.
What?
The wolves. The wolves. No, seriously.
It's your doggos.
Seriously. The Huskies showed up today and said, you know what? We're not going to give it our 100% stuff. You know that guy from Cujo? Yeah, that dog who looked incredibly psycho? We're not even going to try to be like him. It's not worth our time. That's my headcanon, and I'm sticking to it. Just that...
Taya, remind me, what's the name of the girl?
Parker.
Sorry, Shiva, I know this is an outdated expression, but I'm just gonna have to say it. Parker literally froze like a girl. And
That's an expression? What?
Well, Shiva, back in my day, whenever a boy would do something like, say, like for example, whenever a boy wanted to mock someone's throwing ability, like to throw a baseball, for example, someone would
Throw like a girl, but like frozen like a girl, I don't understand that one.
That's just the thing. Like, I'm using that expression on a girl. That in itself is kind of an issue for this movie. The fact that she's kind of making the expression seem literal.
Hey guys,
problem.
Wouldn't it be funny if the cable all of a sudden worked and then his fingers got caught into the wheels there?
Sadly, we don't do that, Jova.
This is literally the way she throws. Like, she doesn't even bother putting any strength into the arm.
Oh
Why
my
do you
God.
do that? You need to actually still hold. Yeah, because this shit happens.
Let me get this straight. It was actually incredibly easy for all 3 of them to get out of this
No,
predicament.
but remember, these cables are razor sharp. His hands are in a terrible state. Don't do this.
That doesn't
You
make
know-
any sense. Like, those cables don't. Okay. Ugh. Okay. I've never touched those cables, but really cut through.
No,
gloves.
they're not. Pedro, believe me, they're not.
Oh dear.
Oh no, the coyote!
Teo, even if you weren't here, I would have trouble believing it. Don't worry.
Okay,
He's
now
not biting you. Come on, like I could see that. from
I
the
love how
shot.
they had to do a close-up shot to make it seem like the...
Also shaky cam. And also, these wolves operate on Assassin's Creed logic, but only one of them attacks at a time.
Oh no, of them.
Oh, come on! And of course, he doesn't even look
Wow.
You're
inconvenienced.
his best character. Fuck you.
Not just that, Shiroi. It was pretty much clear that he stabbed him with the pointy part of the stick. But when the wolf ran away, it looked like he was not injured at all.
Also,
All right, so now he's gonna use the snowboard to actually get on the ground, back on the base, and warn everyone.
Whee! Oh no!
Hey, let's play with our doggies.
Yay!
Run!
They just want to play. Come on, Joe.
Joe!
Ding. Also, stop touching the bar.
Don't touch the bar, you fucking stupid broad. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
Oh, of course. And now the rest of the movie is about her now.
Surviving. We'll see. We'll see if the other guy succeeded or not.
Seriously? So she's the main protagonist? Oh.
For the rest of the movie, yes, Jova.
Really? I wanted to stick with Lynch more than anything. He's
Sorry,
doing...
Jova. Lynch has gone asking for help.
Okay, so they're going for that thing. Basically, Jova, I think it's Danish. I think the original movie. There's a Danish horror thriller about teenagers who are stuck in the sea because they can't get back on the boat because they're morons, obviously.
Oh, I remember that, I think.
Yeah, and my country actually made a remake of that movie.
Really?
Of course.
So
Was it good?
Well, if you like, it's basically like it's the same concept, Joe. Because teenagers are idiots. They do something stupid and they die as a result of that.
Why are you having your face near the metal? Whatever.
So,
Okay, you're
useless.
Literally, the rest of the movie is just her on her own. So, what, is she gonna hallucinate or something?
Is she gonna touch her face again?
So did Joe get killed by the wolves?
We'll see
We
what
don't
happens.
know.
We'll see if we manage to get help or not later. Don't worry.
Honestly, I'd have rather focused on what
Oh, yeah,
he's
like-
doing.
You know, at this point, I'm very shocked that they didn't actually bother to have the joke of one of them actually, touching the metal thing with their
Why
tongues.
are you touching the bar with your bad hand?
It's pointless, Jova.
Okay, can we go back?
Just lay down and die, please.
Seriously, Lynch was the best of them, and now he's gone out of the film, whether he's dead or alive.
Okay, movie. You only have like 10 minutes to wrap this up, so you might want to get on that.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's not a very long
Oh,
movie.
snap.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing.
Again,
it's
it
90
was still a
minutes.
90-minute movie. They had to squeeze the most they could for that theatrical runtime.
I mean, it's a bad movie, but it feels like it goes by.
Oh, there we
quick.
go. Might as well talk about this. The movie premiered at the 2010 Sundance Film Festival, which was released in North American theaters on February 5, 2010,
Oh boy.
with distribution from Anchor Bay Films.
This is the kind of bad movie, Jova, kind of like After Earth. It's one of those bad movies that it feels like it ended as soon as it began.
Oh my god, you
She
need
is
to
not.
hear this. While playing at Sundance, the film caused quite a stir, with numerous faintings reported from audience members that could not handle the tension of the film. One such fainting happened at the Tower Theatre in Salt Lake City. The movie also opened at the Glasgow Fright Fest on February 5th.
They showed like just for like a full second, for like half a second, we could actually see the palm in her hand. And okay, now it actually has the stuff on the hand, but in the other shot she didn't.
Oops.
But anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's still baffling, to be honest.
She is
Also-
not
also
going. I know.
Also, what was the edit?
I know she is not about to jump.
What? Okay, look.
No.
Could you-
Is she
should you
seriously
wait
about to
more?
jump?
Wait a bit more, just in case Joe got help.
But don't you see the chair's about to
Collapse.
hold
Yeah,
on
even though-
tight and
Stop
enjoy
touching!
It's only been a day. How the hell is this thing already falling?
And hang on, wait.
Oh! No! Oh, you lucky son of a! Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Yes, Shiro?
If this
Okay.
actually did hit the ground, like, would she just be impaled by it, or would there be just like, what would that do to the impact
I don't know.
Crashing.
on her?
Let's find out.
Crashing, not necessarily impaling.
No, I mean like if she was still sitting in it, not like it is now.
Oh,
Oh,
it
yeah.
will be
Oh,
it will be similar
Oh,
to.
yeah.
And now she gets.
Ow. No,
Oh.
she actually got her ankle twisted. Basically,
Yes.
Shiri, if
Thank
the
you.
thing if the thing fell with her still seat on it, it would be kind of like the equivalent of you being stuck in a falling elevator, just
Hang on, wait a
with not
So
the same
you break your
impact.
legs probably.
Hang
Yeah.
on a minute. When that guy landed on his legs, his leg got snapped in half.
oh,
When she
well,
lands it
She
like
fell
that,
from a much less height. To
And
Yeah.
actually, she fell on her back, like I mentioned.
Okay, for as much as I don't like to do this, I will give 1 point to this movie over Life is Strange, because at the very least, unlike Chloe, she actually bothered to take the fucking foot out of its thing rather than just stand around willing like a moron.
Yeah.
But
I'll at least say the acting isn't that bad in this movie.
that's 1 point, Frozen. You get 1.
Yay!
Yay.
Congratulations, you did it. I'm proud of you.
Congratulations, Oscar. Uh,
Also, you have a twisted ankle. Just keep floating on the snow instead of trying to actually walk. You
Just slide on your butt.
Just
You're
let
going
it,
down a hill anyway. Jesus.
Just come on. Let it slide. Take the ride. Just flow down the mountain hill. Let
This
it
movie
slide.
has me wanting to say some really dark things, and I'm not gonna.
No.
but
sure.
oh no, there's a blood trail.
No.
Oh.
You are not seriously going to tell me that Lynch died.
Oh, not just that, off screen.
Oh my, whoa. Oh my god, well, look at that. At least they showed his
That's where they
body.
Hey!
Blood looks so bad.
Was that wolf literally just waiting for us saying, yeah, I
And
ate your...
Also, the growling was added in post-production, pretty much.
and now she dies too. I mean, there's no way she can escape.
No, they're actually too busy sniffing the rest of the body. They're not even bothering to eat the thing.
Like, you couldn't have put
Guys,
some...
when you have dogs or wolves on your set, you usually put actual meat
I
so they
know,
can actually
right?
eat it
Like
or
a
like
bit
that.
of
But no, look
steak or
at that. They're just
something.
sniffing on the ground. They can just leave her there.
So...
Wee! Hashtag wrecked.
Also, Shiroi,
Yeah.
don't worry, I'll say those dark things for you anyway.
So...
But anyway, also, Shiroi, she hasn't done a single smart thing throughout this entire movie. Why
None
smart-
of them
I will
have.
say this: she actually did a smarter thing than Lynch.
Or
She actually
landing better.
She actually put her hoodie on top of her head before. Not now, but beforehand.
Okay. So...
Should I
Crawl.
should I count that
Crawl.
as a smart
Please.
thing? I don't know if I could count common sense as a smart thing too. I don't think.
Considering the character's stupidity, I guess
Okay.
every little bit counts.
Is that how far we've fallen?
Much like falling from a ski lift.
You
Yes.
know. Wait, seriously?
Also,
You didn't
how
see
do you
her?
ignore her?
Oh, come on! She is wearing a contrasting color out there, and you did see her?
It's skiing
Oh, they
outfits.
absolutely saw her. They're just
Skiing
dickheads.
outfits are done with these kind of colors for this specific purpose.
Maybe he it's like Shiro said. Maybe he just didn't care.
Also, but yeah, seriously though, like, of all the characters you chose to kill, it was Lynch. Damn.
Is she gonna get hit by a car now?
That's what usually happens in these movies, Jova. Like the good guy, the nice guys. Also, it's like this, Jova. Here's the order of people dying in a horror movie. Like you yourself have said. Sometimes the black guy dies 1st and after that, it's the nice guy. So it's black guy first, nice guy second, assholes third.
I'm
Well, in
gonna
this-
say
in this
this.
case-
I'm looking forward to my birthday pick.
In this case, it's the jock who died first. So
Oh.
Also, I gotta say, I especially love that scene where the wolf apparently waited.
yeah, she almost got hit by the car, but no, she actually manages to get rescued.
My God, kindness and
Yeah,
common
it's
sense.
I actually don't know who this person is. This actor is.
It's just like in that movie that I said.
Oh, there you go, Peter Melhuse.
So now she
We
has
don't
to,
even see how he looks like.
So now she has to reflect on the rest of her life now and how it has been
Pretty
changed.
much.
Why have I been so stupid?
And you know what the twist would have been if we discover that the driver is actually a serial killer and she actually got her luck worse.
Oh, wouldn't that?
But no, we actually played it more straight, which fair enough. I will give that to the movie, not that
Okay.
evil.
You know what I especially love? I just love the scene where the wolf apparently waited for.
And that's
oh.
it, guys. No post-credit scene. The cold really. I guess the cold. I guess the cold really didn't cover Parker anyway.
It's like that movie I just told you guys. That movie ends exactly the same way. It ends so abruptly. It's like these two movies are made out of the same cloth. Like,
But anyway, that's pretty much it from the movie. We will get a sort of a closure to this, mind you, in Hatchet 2,
What?
the movie that. Jesus Christ.
The Adam Green cinematic universe, apparently.
A bit. Anyway, we will get a closure to this in Hatchet 2, the movie that Alan Green will be doing shortly after this, where we get essentially a throwaway cameo, where we see a news television where she, the character, reprised also by the same actress, mind you, is actually trying to sue the ski lift company for negligence on that front. But that's pretty much it. To be fair, Shiroi, that is true. But at the same time, there's also the fact that starting from the second day, pretty much, it was pretty showcased that the ski lift was actually very faulty on that front.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they should have noticed them too on that mountain.
And like we mentioned, there was no maintenance whatsoever. And like we also said, yes, these three dogs were idiots on their own, but there was actual negligence from the part of the caretaker.
It's like
there
you
is
said,
that.
Shiroi, everyone in this movie is an idiot.
But anyway, final thoughts. Who wants to go
can I go
first?
first?
Please,
Go
go
on.
ahead.
It's rubbish. It's okay. If it was marketed as a horror film,
I would say it's a rubbish horror film. It's not scary, but it wasn't. So it was marketed as a thriller. I can say it wasn't very thrilling either. It's just basically it's every single one of these kinds of badly made movies in a nutshell. The characters are both idiotic and assholes.
Except for Lynch,
Every
who's the
everything-
nicest guy.
honestly, well, Jova, he agreed to this, so he's just as dumb as the others.
Yeah, but don't you see, Dreams? He's the nice guy. He's not the dick or the biatch or anything. He's the designated nice guy hero who would do anything to help his friends or
Jova,
even...
Jova, that's like saying he's the nicest rotten egg out of all the other rotten eggs.
He helps with the soup kitchen, you know.
Gone.
I mean, it's dull. Okay, when it's not being hilariously awful attempts at drama, it's honestly really dull. And again, everyone, the only reason this movie happened to any of the events in the movie is because everyone's a bloody moron.
Oh my god.
And those quote unquote vicious wolves.
Hey,
That is one of the worst attempts at making an animal scary I've ever seen.
Oh my god, I just realized something to you.
What?
You know how I mentioned that Lynch would end up having to sacrifice himself for them? Well, he technically provided the distraction for her to get away fine.
Oh, and even better, it does my favorite trope: off-screen deaths.
Okay, there's the thing, Jova. Again, like we mentioned, in these kind of movies, it's either two outcomes: the nice guy gets the girl, or he dies sacrificing himself for the greater good.
So yeah, overall this film blows. It's not fun. It's not scary. It's not even thrilling. It's just a film. You might as well just call this Dumbasses the film.
And this was shot in Utah.
Yeah, we mentioned it.
Well, that's the thing. New England's not in Utah.
All right, I'm done.
You know,
Pedro?
In the meantime, I also found the movies that I talking about. You see, the Portuguese movie that I was talking about is called Lost, just Lost. It came out in 2017. However, Theo, it's a remake of a 2006 movie. It's actually American. Never mind. It's actually an American movie. Never mind. For some reason, I thought it was Danish. The point is, the original film that it was remade first was called Open Water 2: Adrift.
Huh.
So it's an original film that's actually a remake of a sequel.
What a Frankenstein monster.
Yeah. I have to look into this Open Water 2: Adrift movie to pick as my counter to this, because this movie is also very much on the same vein.
Sure.
I might pick this one, next one, who knows, just for the hell of it. Aside from this, again, it's a very typical shitty horror thriller. Like, the characters are dumb, they put themselves in a terrible situation because of their stupidity. And as a result, it's impossible to really see this in any other way that's not, you know what, you guys have brought this upon yourselves, you're too stupid to live, so sorry.
But wasn't Lynch just the most selfless good guy hero who in the end sacrificed himself, even giving his own body as meat to the huskies, wolves, so that they wouldn't devour Parker?
Actually, Jova, Open Water 2 does the same thing. I am not even kidding.
Really?
Basically, the way the woman that survives that movie gets out of it is because the other guy that's also the last survivor with her, he literally grabs on into like they stuff this thing on the edge of the boat so he can grab on, and he literally uses him as a platform to get and climb onto the boat. And he, as a result, dies, and she gets to live. So in a sense, these two movies are so fucking. Two movies are the hip. Seriously.
So it would seem.
You know what? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. We'll do that as the horror thriller stupid duology. Why not? So I'll pick that one next time, just for the hell of it. But the point is, this movie's stupid. It's your typical stupid horror thriller where it just relies purely on the character stupidity, and that's about it. It can, I mean, it has a potentially cool concept, but it completely botches every single phase of the execution. But it's okay because never mind. I'm not going to go into that tangent.
It's a cool movie, Pedro. 2020.
You are not going to. Okay, just for that, you're not going to get any more breakfast tomorrow, little girl.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mother.
Or is he?
No,
Whatever.
Whatever. I'm going to adopt you just so I can forbid you from having breakfast. Anyway, the point is, this is terrible. And for all the reasons that I already knew it was going to be terrible, because all of these movies are the same fucking thing as I've just described by describing Open Water 2's plot. All these movies are the fucking same. So this is literally the horror movie equivalent of the Nicholas Sparks catalog, where every single movie is the same thing, the exact same formula, played straight with no interesting twist put on it whatsoever. But anyway, that's about it. I'm done.
Sherry.
Not much to say about it anyway.
Well, that was terrible. I mean, at least it went by quickly, but
This one got
wow.
you angry.
Yeah. It made me angry, but it also made me laugh on equal terms.
Also, not enough dogs.
So what was your favorite thing about the movie?
The dogs.
Yes, the ferocious
like I said
wolves.
multiple times, Jova, when an animal is on set, usually a dog or cat, usually tends to be looking very confused.
Again.
And when you stack them up, even if they're not on screen that much, when you stack them up against our human cast, nah, they deserve to die. I'm sorry.
Holy crap! Holy crap! In the same year that my country made the remake of the second movie and called it something else, in America there was the release of Open Water 3 Cage Dive, and it has a shark going into a boat or something. So
Wow.
it's the Open Water trilogy. The completely, you guys heard of it, right? It's totally an incredible trilogy. I love how the second movie came out in 2006, but the third one came out in 2017, 11 years later. Like,
anyway, go on, Sherry.
But yeah, like Pedro said, the movie only happened because our cast are they need to die, I guess. At least it was short. At least it was short.
And it sure felt like it.
The music was all over the place as well.
Oh yeah, that's
sometimes sometimes it wasn't really sure about what genre of movie it was supposed to be, and then it suddenly remembered it was supposed to be a horror movie. Very selective about what it's going to show on screen as well. It's like how dramatic they made the scene in Golden Circle. It's like, I don't... Why are you like this movie? Why are you like this? I mean, if you're gonna show somebody with their bones sticking out of their legs, you might as well show the rest. Like, you didn't even show doggos sniffing him. You know?
Again, Shiri, we also added in post-production the sound effect of him getting trampled by. We couldn't even actually bother to have the dogs do that.
And I doubt it would be, difficult to do.
Wait a minute.
Dogs bark at nothing.
I just realized something, guys. Why would a ski resort that has this many wolves on it be a ski resort? Like, okay, surely there must have been reports of sightings of this many bloodthirsty wolves out there.
Okay, what I can imagine on that front, Jova, is that simply put, during the day there are too many tourists around and the wolves decide to stay away because wolves operate in the many they are, the better the hunt it is. So if there are too many preys like that, and they know that humans can actually fight back, they will not bother attacking. But in this case, we're isolated preys.
I suppose, though, you'd think, like, well, in a place with... Oh, okay, maybe not. I guess it's just... It makes you think...
Also, as we experienced, this kind of ski lift has poor management.
Also,
yeah.
Also, the movie poster for this is a lie because there's never
Yeah,
a scene
I would
where
have mentioned that in
Lynch
my
hangs
final
out the
thoughts,
chair.
but you're probably seeing this from the thumbnail. But this movie poster shows Lynch about to actually, fall from the ski lift with only, Parker hanging there. Parker is in the right position actually on the far right of the ski lift, but Lynch not at any point he accidentally starts falling from
Oh,
it.
don't tell me this is from a deleted scene and we should start demanding the full cut.
No.
Release the frozen cut.
This is the frozen green cut. Yes, go on.
Don't even get me started. Go ahead.
But yeah, oh man, I guess that's one reason to make the cold bother her anyway, because good lord, this movie. Okay, so the first 20 minutes feel like they could be from just any random comedy film. Like I said before, this film should have just swallowed its pride and been a comedy, because I am laughing more than anything.
That's the problem. Like we
else.
mentioned with some cases, like some of the Zack Snyder movies, the problem is that we have a person in charge here who thinks probably a bit too high of themselves, and as a result takes the movie a bit too seriously, and as a result, the product suffers.
Like, okay, I can see the passion behind it, except for in certain effects in the wolves. But aside from that, I can see the passion behind this. Again, this is a case where I do feel like pride needed to be swallowed and it should have just been a comedy. Because as a comedy, this would have been so much better than being a supposed thriller. And look, you can have some dramatic elements in addition to your comedy as well. But again, this film should have fallen back more into the comedy here and there, because the effects are pretty naff, so we're not going to take certain scenes that seriously. The animal training... if that is animal training, was, well...
Okay, to be fair, I haven't checked the credits fully. I don't know if it was an actual animal, a tamer coordinator. Usually for movies, they have these kind of figures.
Okay. If you can't afford a trained wolf, that's fine. But you couldn't even train the huskies to, look more threatening or intimidating. Like, and maybe they could have shot it in a way, but... No, sadly no. And that's the thing, like Tio said, why not have actual meat in the fake body to have it look like they're chewing into it? Did the budget just not allow for that?
No, we just sniff randomly on the ground.
Oh no. Like, I'll admit, not once did I get scared by this movie. Disgusted and I could feel the pain like the bone snapping? Maybe, sure. But then there are scenes where I'm supposed to be freaked out by, the bit where the girl leaves her hand on the bar so she has to pry it, leaving skin on there. But once again, the effects fail. So, yeah, okay. Maybe if this movie had a good story, I could forgive it. It doesn't. The story is your typical, people doing stuff that they obviously shouldn't, and a comedy of errors leaves them in a typical screwy situation. Oh no! We got, of course, the one guy who's a bit of a jock or douche, so of course he's gonna die. We have the one guy who's so kind, so of course he ends up accidentally sacrificing himself. And of course it's the girl that lives in the end. That's one thing horror films loved to do back in the day, still.
So which one is... So this is at the very least scarier than The Happening, at the very least?
I get... I guess...
Oh, come on. At the very least, there's actual blood in this movie.
True. I guess this is technically scarier than The Happening. Although, you gotta admit, the fact that I had to think about that does say something. Although, okay, Pedro, here's a question. Between this and The Happening, which feels even, more like it should have been a comedy?
Happening still. Because The Happening, literally, like you yourself said in our original commentary, Jova, you literally, all you have to do was say it's a comedy, and nobody would even... Yeah, I can totally buy it that it's a
True,
comedy. It was
true,
meant to be a comedy.
True. I guess to be fair, between this and The Happening, this one does have a scenario that could actually be a very tense situation. It's just that,
Instead
well,
of,
the...
evil plants.
True. Yeah, I guess the problem is more so, again, the execution. And oh boy, does the execution show loads of flaws here. Whereas with The Happening, just... Okay, unless it's a Batman plot where Poison Ivy is secretly the bad guy, might not be able to take that seriously. And heck, even then there need to be a layer of comedy, goddammit. But yeah, Frozen. Well...
2010.
Yes, Frozen 2010. It'll freeze your expectations down to neutral, if not zero, that's for sure. Alright, Theo, close this out.
Sure. This is terrible. It is slightly enjoyable. Not as much as some other movies on the same rim, movies with a horror thriller but try to take themselves too seriously, but end up accidental comedy. This is a bit tamer compared to what I thought. It's not like 0% bad, but like I said, not really 60% on what Rotten Tomatoes did. The results came in. Our protagonists are unsalvageable for the most part. The only good one is, sorry,
Lynch.
Lynch, the nice guy. But even then, like I said, his characterization is very simple in that front. You can tell that instead of being an actual character, he's just someone that has been written on like that. Yeah. The jock is completely stupid and even dies in a very stupid way. Parker
Wait. So better or worse than his treatment in Zoom?
Gotta be honest, Joe, I already forgot most of Zoom.
Okay then. That's a
it was a movie that you knew more about it, so I was just passing by with it. But anyway, Parker, our girl, is all over the place. Sometimes she has a better idea, but most of the times she does even more stupid things, like touching her frostbite constantly, and leaving her hand on the metal bar.
And yet somehow she is the one
she's
who
the
survives.
one that survives. Okay, to be fair, honestly, it would have been fine if all of them died, when none of them survived. But no, I guess they had to put some kind of levity at the end. The wolves are completely not scary. You really just feel they need to be pet to be left away.
Again. Like I said, it feels like the Huskies weren't getting paid enough, so they decided to just phone in their acting.
Like I said, the animated wolves from Beauty and the Beast with the little screen time that they had were much more effective in being terrifying.
Yeah.
And like I also mentioned, Monty Python managed to make a rabbit an actual effective killer and an arm amputator. You couldn't even bother to do something similar to that.
Apparently not.
The score is non-existent. It is present one or two times, but there are a lot of added sound effects that are kind of similar to a score, like the minor violin that is better for the tension, or Alan Green's playlist that you're seeing also in the credits, all the fucking songs that were credited. So no, the only thing positive that I could say about this in a not jokey way is the fact that sometimes the actual mountain shots that we get are legitimately good enough. The problem is that most of the time we get these shots from downward to up, from the front of the ski lift, meaning that we see only the sky in the background with nothing else. That is not really stimulating either. If you want to do that kind of thing, spice things up with the type of shots, but they don't do that much. Again, also all the pointlessness of the characters at the beginning, the side characters that you think will come to play later, but no, they don't.
But Theo Lynch said he was going to ask that girl to marry him if he made it back alive.
Yes, he can't.
Oh,
but
the
no,
tragedy.
that's pretty much it. It's a terrible movie, and it's forgotten for a very good reason, and it has much better competitors that borrow the same name. So enjoy your April Fool's Day for all it's worth in these troublesome times. And aside from what Pedro mentioned, maybe these things opens up a bit in the future. Maybe we'll do the Hatchet movies at some point. Maybe we'll do the other Frozen title movies at some point.
And
Maybe we can make
maybe,
this maybe we can make this a recurring running gag for episodes. We'll see.
and maybe at some point
Um,
I'll pick Roar.
The one I will argue we need to get probably behind us is Generations of the Happening, since it's been a long time.
Definitely, and the original movie is not, the original commentary is not in good shape either. But regardless, see you for whatever we do next, and again, happy April Fool's Day. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.